Hi, my name is Eddi, current admin assistant for the Toronto Underhoused and Homeless Union. Like many Torontonians here today, I'm a firm believer that with hard work, a person can achieve great things for both themselves and society. But what happens when you do everything society tells you to do, and your life still falls apart? That was my experience after struggling to find work for 3 years. Hundreds of applications, resume revisions, cover letters, networking attempts, job fairs, interviews, skill development, career counselors, cold messaging. After all this, one thing became clear. There are no jobs left, only humiliation rituals. Ghost job postings, collecting our data, endless interview rounds, automated rejections, reminding us hardworking people we have not debased ourselves enough. And we continue to swallow the same reassurance. Keep trying. You'll eventually land one. What else sounds familiar? You can no longer pay the entry fee to spend time with friends. Your family only looks out for themselves, and you can only count on yourself. Well, when your body breaks down from overwork without anyone to catch your fall, what options are you left with except desperation and despair? If hard work is not enough, then you must simply work harder. If you cannot, then you're simply lazy and deserving of your suffering. But does this continue to make sense when you finally start to look at your fellow Torontonians? Youth unemployment is at its highest point since the mid-1990s, and these statistics are distorted through precarious gig work and by excluding long-term discouraged workers from unemployment figures. But we continue blaming ourselves and those suffering even worse economic violence. Us poor people overwork. Us job-seeking people drained. Us suffering people underhoused. Us traumatized people unhoused. And now policed at Union Station. I know most of us feel this crisis, the unemployment crisis, the unaffordable living crisis, the unaffordable housing crisis. But why are we pointing the finger downwards instead of upwards? Why do we idolize and not condemn the self-enriching politicians, billionaires, and mega corporations like FIFA who don't feel the crisis, and instead make life more exhausting and wretched for the rest of us? My fellow TUHU members are speaking today about the violence homeless and underhoused people face. For my part, I hope I've shown the other Torontonians who feel this crisis a glimpse of where your concerns should be. You are not behind those gilded gates. You're on this side here with us. I'd like to slip into my deputation that as you fellow Torontonians are here with us, we, 90% of respondents, us 90% of Torontonians, are feeling beaten down by security. We are being profiled and kicked out of publicly funded spaces. Union Station was built by federal agencies in the past, and yet we're being kicked out and being ambiguously told for some reason it's a private space. That's completely unclear, despite the history pointing that it's a public works project. We're being treated less than human, less than animals. You wouldn't kick an animal down, but you'd kick us humans down, you kick the door down, you drag us through piss, you treat us like nothing, like you're not one of us, like we're not on the same side here. And you evade accountability. The police evade accountability, security evades accountability. They harass us during the morning hours to sweep us away from the streets to maintain the fiction of an opulent, beautiful, uniting games. And they confront us in washrooms where there are no cameras. And we're noticing this displacement increase as this fiction, this fervor of unity increases for the FIFA games. People want to play their game of soccer, game of football. Everyone loves the good game. But in a rush to believe in this fiction, we're just treating people who can't see that fiction anymore like garbage. So I'd like to end with our 3 demands. Please open up respite spaces, 24/7 respite spaces during the World Cup and ongoing. Cancel security contracts, replace them with peer support and harm reductions and outreach teams. And lastly, please and definitely postpone shelter closures and safe consumption site closures. We need these open, especially when they're in high demand for the games. Thank you. That is all. So we need to confront our own beliefs when it comes to what makes a good people, what makes us good Torontonians. Because it's not merely just working hard. It's not doing better than your neighbor.